guys.
The accuser, the alleged victim in the felony assault trial for hip-hop star A$AP Rocky, was back on the stand on Monday with most of the attention, of course, in this case, on Rocky, on his famous partner, Rihanna, the mother of his 2 kids. And there were plenty of fiery courtroom moments as well between the alleged victim, A$AP Rocky, real name is Terrell Efron, and defense attorney from New York, Joe Tacopina. Take a look.
No, we have to go see. Now you think you slipped.
No, you did because you're sneaky.
Don't be insulting. Stop it.
I'm feeling.
He is not insulting you. Don't insult.
In a dramatic turn of events, Rihanna made a swift exit from the courtroom during A$AP Rocky's trial, leaving fans and media in a frenzy. The pop superstar, who has been a steadfast supporter of her partner throughout the trial, reportedly left the downtown Los Angeles courthouse amidst heightened media attention and security concerns. This unexpected departure has sparked widespread speculation and added another layer of intrigue to the ongoing legal proceedings.
Rihanna dodged the media, heading into court this morning, entering via the underground parking lot. Inside court, she sat next to A$AP's mother and sister. As for A$AP's entrance, well, that turned into a wild mob scene.
Back up, back up, back up.
A$AP, what does it mean to have Rihanna over here to support you today?
A$AP rolled up solo at 9:35 a.m.
Support.
Within seconds, Rihanna's partner of 4 years was totally surrounded by more than a dozen cameras and reporters and hammered with questions.
What does it mean to have Rihanna here to support you?
Inside court, Rihanna listened intently to testimony.
Rihanna's demeanor is important because this is still a very serious criminal trial, and the judge and jury don't want her to be a distraction from all the witness testimony.
Rihanna, the renowned singer and fashion icon, has been a steadfast presence in the courtroom during the ongoing trial of her partner, rapper A$AP Rocky. Rocky, born Rakeem Mayers, is facing felony misconduct charges related to a 2021 incident where he is accused of firing a gun at his former friend, A$AP Rocky.
Rocky is facing charges in connection with a shooting in Hollywood. The rapper, whose real name is Rakeem Mayers, is being charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. The shooting unfolded in November of 2021 near Selma and Argyle Avenues. Prosecutors say Mayers pointed a gun at a former friend during an argument and fired twice. The victim suffered a grazed wound to his left hand. Mayers is scheduled to be arraigned Wednesday.
The Grammy-nominated rapper is facing 2 felony charges related to a 2021 incident where he's accused of allegedly shooting at former friend A$AP Rocky during a confrontation. A$AP Rocky turned down a plea deal offered to him yesterday, so he's pleaded not guilty and could face up to 24 years in prison if convicted.
Today, rapper A$AP Rocky entered a new not guilty plea to felony gun charges. He's accused of firing a gun at a former friend in Hollywood back in November 2021. A judge has ruled that he must stand trial. He could face up to 24 years in prison if convicted.
The trial, which began in late January 2025, has garnered significant media attention, partly due to Rihanna's involvement. Throughout the proceedings, she has been seen sitting in the front row, often accompanied by Rocky's family members, offering quiet support.
Testimony continued today in rapper A$AP Rocky's assault trial. Here he is making his way into court this morning. The accuser, formerly known as A$AP Rocky, was back on the stand today for cross-examination, answering questions about his finances and career. At one point, he shouted to Rocky, quote, "You did this to yourself." Rocky is charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. His partner Rihanna was in court today for the second time. Rocky has pleaded not guilty.
This was our top story on TMZ Live last hour. Singer and businesswoman Rihanna making her first court appearance at her partner A$AP Rocky's trial. The rapper, whose real name is Rakeem Mayers, facing 2 felony charges for allegedly firing a gun at his former friend A$AP Rocky back in 2021. Rihanna, seated with Mayers' family, avoided the cameras. Rocky testified yesterday, describing the incident and their strained relationship. If convicted, A$AP Rocky could face up to 24 years in prison. He and Rihanna share 2 young sons.
Rihanna, did you ever warn ASAP to not hang with Relly?
Thank you. Thank you, Rihanna. Thank you, ASAP. Free ASAP. Free ASAP. Not guilty. ASAP, baby. ASAP, baby.
Her appearance at the trial has made headlines, with many speculating about her emotions and reactions as the legal battle unfolds. She has maintained a composed demeanor, showing intense focus on the testimonies and legal arguments. Rihanna's presence in the courtroom signals her commitment to standing by her partner during this difficult time.
She appeared almost irritated as the alleged victim, ASAP Relly, talked about the moment ASAP allegedly fired the gun.
Kind of looked like a movie. The whole thing looked like a movie. So he kind of like pointed down and shot the first shot.
ASAP has pleaded not guilty to 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. If convicted, he could face up to 24 years behind bars. Last night, another show of support. 11:30 p.m., the couple was spotted leaving a restaurant in LA. Rihanna appeared confident about her upcoming appearance in court, even taking the time to roll down her window to talk with a fan.
I wanted to get a tattoo of your autograph on my hand.
Do you have kids?
Yes, I have a daughter.
Did you tattoo her name?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Yeah.
You stick with that one.
They are presenting a united front for everyone who's watching.
There was a case that it wasn't a real gun, and they didn't find the shell casings, and apparently he brought the shell casings to the police, so they're kind of like, who know, like, that's why I'm like, is this a shit show?
Who gets shot and picks up the shell casings?
Right. Police didn't find the shell casings at the scene, but the victim that got shot did. It's like,
that's weird.
But obviously Rihanna's come to the case now, so this is real shit. Like, she's come to the case.
It has to be.
I don't know if she's there today, but there's a day where she came.
Her husband's on trial. Would you not be there?
And of course you should, but obviously they were kind of like how, you know, can that sway the jury and all that kind of shit.
Oh, because it's Rihanna.
Because it's Rihanna, yeah. So they actually said that they were asking the jury apparently, like, if Rihanna comes, like, does that make you, does that affect you, does that influence you? So it's mad. America's mad.
It's actually mad.
America's actually a mad place.
The trial has already seen some intense moments, especially with the testimony from Relly, the accuser. He described the events, claiming that Rocky confronted him and then discharged a firearm. Relly's statement has been a cornerstone for the prosecution's case, which argues that the misconduct was intentional and harmful.
Testimony from the trial's key witness, the alleged victim, Terrell Efron, aka ASAP Relly, came to an end after multiple days on the witness stand and after viral, very intense courtroom moments between him and Rocky's attorney, Joe Tacopina.
You're not gonna keep tripping me up. I'm on
Mr. Efron!
Joe,
Stop! Just stop talking! It's...
We have a letter from the DA, and the letter says that Mr. Efron informed them that he went on his Instagram.
Yes, my Instagram.
All right. Your Instagram, as in Relly Boss? Are you with me, so
Yo, you're annoying, bro. Just come on.
Are you with me?
We didn't even get to the case. What are we doing here?
Are you keeping up? Stop. Are you keeping up with the question?
I can't keep up with him. I can't take him serious.
No.
The heated exchange didn't stop there. Oh no. Tacopina continued questioning Relly on cross. It led to this outburst during the testimony. Take a look.
You're not gonna keep tripping me up. I'm on
Mr. Efron!
Joe,
Stop! Just stop talking! It's...
We have a letter from the DA, and the letter says that Mr. Efron informed them that he went on his Instagram.
Yes, my Instagram.
All right.
Okay, and so, Zach, as you know, having followed this, there's so many things people are talking about surrounding this trial, right? We know the lawyers have been getting into it. Joe Tacopina and John Lewin, the deputy DA, famous for putting away Robert Durst. They've been going at it. The judge said, you two don't even talk to each other unless it's about trial business. We know we've got Camille Vasquez and Ben Chu representing Relly, people talking about that. And last time you were on the show, we were talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because Erica Jane's son, Sergeant Tommy Zizzo, was witness number 1 and found no evidence.
On the other side, Rocky's defense team insists that he was not trying to hurt Relly, but rather was firing a starter pistol, hoping to intimidate him without causing harm. This has introduced doubt into the prosecution's narrative, with Rocky's team arguing that the weapon was never meant to be used in a dangerous manner. With the media intensely covering the trial, Rihanna's presence has been a focal point.
Now, the defense team plans to call witnesses to testify that the alleged firearm seen on security footage, alleged to be carried by Rocky, was a starter pistol he carried as a prop, pointing to why no shell casings were found at the scene. The surveillance footage is grainy of the actual shooting, maybe hard to identify the shooters wearing a dark hoodie, hard to see the face, and we know that the alleged victim collected the spent cartridge casings himself and brought them to police, which could prove to be problematic.
The case is about jealousy and lies and greed caused by Rocky's former childhood friend. Here's a sample.
The evidence will show you it's nothing more than a money grab, nothing more. A clear attempt at extortion by Relly, so he can funding this extravagant lifestyle of his.
We've already told you in jury selection, and you will hear evidence that after this shooting.
Here we go. So now here's an alternative theory about why the victim waited. And you know the defense is going to say this is the whole reason we're here today. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it's all about money. My client has it and the victim wants it.
Mr. Efron sought money from Mr. Mayers. In fact, hours after the shooting, this is the next day, November 7th, in the early morning hours, 3:40 a.m., you'll hear that Mr. Efron sent a message to one of his friends saying that he wants money. And identifying the reason why he wants that money is because Mr. Mayers.
During the trial, a witness who called 911 during the altercation between Rocky and Relly took the stand. The witness described the events leading up to the incident, recounting how she saw Rocky and Relly, along with their entourages, arguing on a Hollywood street. She testified that she heard 2 gunshots and saw Rocky holding what appeared to be a firearm. Her testimony added crucial details to the prosecution's case against Rocky.
Argyle and then also Selma.
So from the window, you could see the corner of Argyle and Selma?
I could see pretty much all of Argyle, and then up until Selma in the back of Davy Wayne's, which is a club along there.
Where would Davy Wayne's be?
Around here-ish.
Okay, so you're pointing all the way to the corner of El Centro and Selma, correct?
Yeah. It appeared they had some kind of disagreement. There was what appeared to be a firearm pulled. There appeared to be shots, and then people ran away.
The initial altercation that you're talking about, what was the first thing that you observed?
I can't recall.
Okay.
Rocky, the acclaimed rapper and fashion icon, recently rejected a plea deal offered in relation to his felony charges. The prosecution had proposed a plea deal that could have resulted in a lighter sentence, allowing Rocky to avoid a lengthy trial and possibly secure a reduced sentence. However, despite the potential benefits of the deal, Rocky and his legal team opted to decline it.
So as you put it, the 11th hour plea deal, or plea offer at least, does happen regularly in criminal cases. You often will get a plea deal that's offered to a defendant just before trial begins. And what we know of it was an offer of 180 days, or basically 6 months, 3 years of probation, and then 7 years of a suspended sentence. All in all, he would have probably did shy of 6 months when you think about good time as well, but he turned it down. And ultimately, it is the client or the defendant's right to accept or reject an offer. This would either suggest that he truly believes that he's innocent, believes he has a strong case, or it also, looking at the other side, it kind of raises the question of, does a prosecutor believe they have a strong enough case? Because why such a low offer of 6 months?
Before jury selection began today in LA, ASAP Rocky turned down a final prosecution plea offer of 180 days in jail if he would plead guilty to one of his 2 felony counts. The Grammy-nominated rapper, whose real name is Rakim Mayers, is accused of firing a gun at a former friend outside a Hollywood hotel in 2021. He has pleaded not guilty, and his lawyer says Mayers is looking forward to clearing his name. If convicted, Mayers could get a maximum sentence of 24 years in prison. Opening statements could come as soon as tomorrow.
I think it says that Rocky believes that he's innocent. I mean, he says that he was carrying a prop gun, a fake gun, and he didn't shoot anybody, he didn't do anything, and I think he really believes that, because otherwise he probably would have taken the deal. Faced with a potentially 24-year sentence, I believe. So it was a good deal, but if you're innocent, then why take a deal at all?
The decision to reject the plea deal signals that Rocky is determined to fight the charges in court, maintaining his innocence and seeking a full acquittal. His defense team has consistently argued that Rocky did not intend to harm Relly and that the incident was a misunderstanding.
Allow me to take the other side of the coin on this one. He needs to really reconsider that decision rejecting that deal. He is facing some significant jail time, and I don't doubt that he has faith in a system that he believes will not convict an innocent person. And he may in fact be truly innocent. He may have in fact have a wonderful defense, but 180 days with some suspended time over your head versus possibly spending decades in jail. This is the high stakes table, Julie, and I get really nervous when we start rejecting deals that involve days and we're facing consequences that involve decades.
Legal experts have pointed out that the prosecution's offer of a 180-day prison sentence in exchange for a plea deal could be a sign that they may not have a strong enough case to secure a conviction, especially considering the potential 24-year prison sentence if Rocky were convicted. The significant discrepancy between the plea offer and the possible sentence suggests that the prosecution might be uncertain about winning the case outright or lacking sufficient evidence to guarantee a conviction on the felony charges.
Is this one a stinker? Ladies first, Claudia King, what do you say?
It definitely sounds like it, Julie, because the prosecution made that offer of 180 days in jail. To me, that shows that they don't have a ton of confidence in this case if they were going to let it go for just 180 days. It sounds like the video is blurry. It's hard to tell if it's really ASAP Rocky. There's the issue with the shell casings and the fact that the victim turned them over and collected them allegedly. So I just see this being very problematic for the prosecution.
It sounds a little sloppy, and like what she was saying, if they're gonna offer you 180 days, which is way sweeter than 24 possible years in prison, and you decide to, I like our odds on this, and I'm just gonna go for it because we know what we know. I think the defense probably feels like they have a very fortified defense on their side that'll be able to prove that ASAP Rocky wasn't trying to really hurt this man, but just scare him off, fend him off, or whatever. And it's just so problematic from the prosecution side.
During the trial, a LAPD detective meticulously analyzed the footage from the night Rocky allegedly shot at his former friend Relly. The detective explained that the footage was collected from multiple locations to piece together the events of that night. He highlighted that while the video was grainy and lacked sound, it showed a group of men involved in a scuffle on a Hollywood street corner. The footage ended with one member of the group running away and the others scattering, but no clear shooting was visible without enhancement.
Can you describe this at all for the jurors?
Yes, roughly this is camera number 1 would be the south side of the building at 1616.
Hold on 1 second. So before you number the cameras, they're actually labeled in the top left-hand corner, correct?
Correct.
So that the top leftmost corner would be camera 1, and there's no image display, correct?
Correct.
And then camera number 2 is the next one over in the top middle, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to skip forward. Is this how the video came to you when you first viewed it?
Yes.
Video of Rocky shooting Relly?
Allegedly. It is blurry and far enough away that there's going to be some argument about what you're actually seeing. But yeah, I mean, you can trace the people in the flash. And then the very beginning, the first footage is problematic for him too, because you can clearly see him come at Relly, and there's something in his hand that pretty clearly looks like a gun. So he's charged with 2 counts of first-degree assault, and 1 is for pointing the gun, which is clearly caught on video, and then the second count is firing the gun. which is not quite as clearly caught on video, but is still on video in some form.
In a recent interview, 1090 Jake expressed strong opinions about the ongoing legal battle involving Rocky and Relly. He referred to Relly as a coward and suggested that Relly is pressing charges as a form of revenge against Rocky. Jake emphasized that Rocky's decision to reject a plea deal could lead to serious consequences if the jury doesn't rule in his favor.
He was a felon with a teardrop, and he got like a whole modeling contract off his mugshot. He left his baby mama and got with some bitch that was the daughter of like a billionaire, and his career took off. So it's like, I don't understand why they would all just drop him, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. I
hope it goes well for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think it's flaws. His own friend is doing all this extra shit because it seemed like his friend is really trying to take him out, and he's doing it in the most pussy way possible. But it is what it is.
What do you think about Rocky rejecting the plea deal? Do you believe his defense of the gun being a prop will be enough to win the case? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.